Today has been absolutely incredible. It was so good that I ran out of money and I had taken 200 quid with me. Hi, my name is Lee and welcome to my channel Cola Flipper. I'm a eBay reseller in the UK. I buy second-hand items at car boot sales and charity shops and I resell them online for a profit. Today is Sunday the 25th of April, so second weekend of boot sales for me, and it's been absolutely amazing. Before making this video, before going out this morning, I was in the mind of cherry picking a few items from yesterday's car boot sale and showing you those as well as the best items from this. But today has been absolutely incredible. It was so good that I ran out of money and I had taken 200 quid with me. I'm a part-timer, so £200 is quite a lot to take, for me to take to a car boot sale, and I absolutely spanked through that. And I was very lucky to bump into James Collects, who is another reseller. His details will be, I'll put the details up for him later. I was very lucky to bump into him. We see each other at the same car boot sale, and he lent me 50 quid because there was a couple of items. We had a chat and I mentioned there's a few items, if he wanted to buy them he could do well out of them. And he said, I'll just lend you the money if you want. So he lent me £50 and that was absolutely amazing. So a massive big thank you to James Collects. If you haven't seen him, I'll go and check out his channel. It's been absolutely epic. So before going through this, I'm just going to run through a few bits that I picked up yesterday that are amazing items, but I just don't have the time to do haul videos. So I picked up a pair of Doc Martens shoes for £2 yesterday. Now they were a pair of the London Underground ones. So the London Underground bit had been taken off, the little tag, but once I've cleaned those up, I should be able to turn that £2 into £50 to £60. They are absolutely fantastic. Clothing wise, I picked up a Karl Lagerfeld blazer. Karl Lagerfeld, it's like proper top end designer. It was amazing, some of the designer bits I picked up yesterday. Zadig and Voltaire jumper, Marilyn Moore tank top, Alexander Wang tank top, a Chloe dress, Jill Sander top. It was just ridiculous yesterday, and it has been just as ridiculous today. So I'll take you through a few bits, hard bits first, and then we'll go on to some of the clothing. But it's just been a really good weekend. And I've spent an awful lot of money, but I should be able to do quite well out of it. So this is a scroll saw, and this is by Dremel. The only reason I bought this was because I was actually looking for one originally, and they're quite expensive, even second hand. So because they're usually quite expensive, you rarely find them on eBay with postage offered. But the reality is, this is just over 10 kilos. So with parcel force, it's probably going to cost me about £11 to send, something like that, 11 to 12 quid. So it's feasible, and it's basically this arm moves up and down, and you can basically cut out fancy pants shapes. This is made by Dremel, so a good quality known brand. The guy wanted 30, I paid 25 in the end. What I'm going to do is use it first initially, see how I get on with it. So it may be a keeper, but should I want to sell it, a good quality named scroll saw from a decent brand, with postage included on a used item, usually between £50 and £85. Higher quality ones will go for more, but that's still a good safe investment should I not get on with this one, should I want to shift it on. But as a personal item, £25 for a scroll saw, quite happy with that. So good money to be made there. It is big and bulky, but there is profit to be made there. But it's difficult. You can't pick up and know whether it's going to be 10 kilos, 15 kilos. When you get to that 10 to 15 kilo mark, it's quite difficult being able to judge it just by weight. It's not like you bring your scales with you. So just be aware that if you are going to ship that sort of thing out, your postage could potentially be a fair bit, and you do have to obviously package that well and have a decent sized box for it. Right, next item. Let's go with this. Vestax. I recognise the brand Vestax from my university days when I dabbled in DJing. Vestax make turntables and mixers and all that sort of stuff. And I saw that, I wondered what it was. I had no idea. I thought, mate, I literally had no idea. I thought it might be like CD flip cases in there, so a DJ might take this along to a gig and have his CDs in there. Not that DJs do that anymore. Opened it up. It's only a battery powered turntable, so you can use it on the mains. You can run it off a load of the big, is it D-type batteries, the bigger ones. It will play 33 1/3, 45 and 78s. You've got pitch and tone control and a speaker built in, so you can just, if you want to use it in the garden, you can. But it's also what the guy was saying is that people at record fairs who want to test records, sometimes a person selling at a record fair will have these so they can demonstrate the records. So as well as it having its own speaker built in, there's a headphone out, line in, and then you've got the option to power it with the mains as well. No idea if it's working. I think the guy wanted 20, and I'm pretty sure we settled on 15 in the end. Haven't tested it yet. If that's working, I believe they go for somewhere around the £60 to £85 mark, depending on quality. This one's quite dirty, but I'll be able to clean up the box quite well. So as long as this is working, I should be okay. But even as spares and repairs, I would have thought at least I'll get my money back. So very, very happy with that. So Vestax is the brand there. Dyson handheld. Now, we've got our own Dyson handheld as a personal one, and if you may have seen a little while ago, I've got a video on how to change the batteries, because often the battery units do go. You can get replacement batteries for about 20 quid. So if you see a lot of the time, people don't either have the knowledge, the skill, or the oomph to go out and replace their batteries. So you'll often find ones with dud or dying batteries where people want to just get rid of them, take them to a car boot sale, and you can make some good money on them. So if you've got a little handheld Dyson with all the bits and pieces and a new battery, it can be 85, 90, £100, depending on which one it is and how much kit it's got with it. This one, battery's still working. I believe it's an older one. And this is a DC16 Animal. So the Animal ones usually have, I think, a different type of filter, so a different type of HEPA filter to ensure that allergens don't get through. So I didn't realise I wasn't even paying attention. I saw that and I thought, oh, if that's quite cheap, I'll be able to sell that on, because the actual Dyson bits can be quite expensive. So this one, it's got the allergy kit plus extra bits for this, and some of them are used, some of them are absolutely, in fact it isn't used. The only bit that's used is the bit that came with it. So this actually, these sell for about 30 to 40 in new condition. This obviously has got a bit of a tatty box. In used condition, closer to 20 something. So I thought, oh, if it's 3 quid, that's an easy sell. Easy to post, easy to store. But she said, oh, 15 for the lot. And I thought, you know what? I can probably part it out if I need to, but that's working. So I'll give it a bit of a test out in my garage, make sure it holds its charge properly, make sure it does a decent cycle with the battery, that it doesn't run out after 3 minutes. If it does, I'll replace it and I'll pump the price up, showing that it's got all the new bits and pieces. You can buy new filter kits, etc. So yeah, Dyson, very, very happy with that. So yeah, that on its own, about 65-ish, but I need to have a look, because I've got quite a few bits of Dyson bits and pieces, because I picked up a great big bag of Dyson accessories yesterday, so I might cherry pick a few bits for the house. work out if I've got the full kit here, sell that separately as it's new. I think the bits that I need for this is new, so 30 plus quid, and then any leftovers I either go with this or sell off individually as spares, and should be able to make a tidy little sum out of that. Right, I'll stop with the hardware now and I will move on to the next bit, so bear with me. Right, before I get onto this bag of clothes, I've got a few other little bits. There was a lady who was, I saw this, she was selling some Clinique bits and pieces. I use Clinique from time to time for bits and pieces, decent high quality skincare brand. And I saw that and this little travel set. So this is a try and travel set. So you've got a face wash, shaving cream, face hydration lotion. And I saw these little ones. So I thought, oh, you know what, again, great for holidays. And people obviously using the holidays or tester type stuff. They're quite expensive. That set, I think it's about 20 odd quid normally for these just 3 items. I saw that and I thought, you know what, it might be something where I'll cherry pick the bits I want and part out anything else that I don't want. So just as I asked how much these were, she said, oh, 2 quid each, and I've got a third one if you want it. So basically I paid £6 for all of these. Now, just to give you an idea, this aloe shave gel, this 41ml travel sized shaving gel set. This sells for a tenner including postage. So after you've paid for your £3 postage and your fees, you'll make about £5.50. So if I sell that thing on its own for a tenner including postage, I'm 50p short, but basically then everything else owes me 50p. So it's all profit after that. So it's got some really good bits in here. I think face washes can be 20 quid. Moisturiser, that moisturiser is going to be over 20 quid. What else have we got in here? Got a face scrub. It's all these different bits. I'm not going to get them out, but it's worth knowing that certain brands of skincare can be well worth keeping an eye out for and can be very expensive. So Clinique is one of them. So I will cherry pick the bits that I want to hopefully keep me looking younger than 42, and otherwise anything else will get sold on. So that shave gel I'll sell on, that pays for the most of it, and then I'm happy. So that is a fantastic little pickup. I don't know what that will get me back yet because I haven't been through it properly. But yeah, that was a great little pickup there. Now this entire bag of clothes, in fact not this entire bag, one item first. Everything else is from one person. Got a nice little Hobbs jumper, cute little bow on it. Now, it is all clothing next, but stay with me because this is, if you're into clothing, great. If you're not into clothing, stay with me because there are some brands that you probably want to know about because they are proper BOLOs. If you ever see them, you can make some serious money out of them. So just stick around if it's not your thing normally. Hobbs jumper, nice. I don't know if it doesn't feel like cashmere. I'm going to say that's wool. And oh, I was bang wrong there. 55% silk, 45 cashmere. If that was wool, I would get 25 to 30 pounds. I would have said. But being cashmere and silk, I'll be able to get over 50 for that. So I paid £1. And it was one of those racks where there wasn't a huge amount of clothing on there. I asked the lady how much it was, and she said, all the top's £1. Well, all right. I am very happy with that. So that is just, it's all profit. £1 out, that is absolutely fantastic. So very happy indeed. This next lot, all from one lady. So what I'll do, I'll show you the 2 bits that James lent me the money for first. So I picked out some key items from this lady, went through them, asked how much they were, we went through each item, we added everything up and it came to 91, no, it was £101, and I said, as I'm buying so much, would you do it for 91? She said, yeah, that's fine, that's a deal. Went through my wallet. I spent quite a lot on other bits and pieces throughout. There's other bits I haven't shown here. I've got too much to show. And I was short by about 15 or so quid, or 10 quid or so. And I had to pick something to leave, and the most expensive item I think was this, which was a twin set, 2 pieces. And you might look at that and think it's a cardigan. Great, it's a sort of cardigan and a tank top. What's the special? It's Hermes, as in Hermes Paris, as in you would pay £2,000 for a pair of boots from Hermes. They're known for their silk scarves, but yeah, I'm absolutely blown away to have picked up some Hermes. So I had to put it back, but after that, I had a phone James, we had a chat, and he very, very kindly met me and lent me some money, which is greatly appreciated, because it is bad running out of money at a car boot, but it's embarrassing too. But he absolutely saved my bacon. So thanks again to James from James Collects. So that's the Hermes one. So that I ended up, after getting the money off of James, bought this. That was 20 quid. I might part them out and sell them separately. If I sold them separately, being cashmere, I would have thought I should be able to get somewhere between minimum 60, 70 per item, but I'm gonna probably ask for 100 and see where we go. So that was 20 quid, well invested. The other bit that I got was this. Now, if you don't recognise that brand, Tods are known for making gommy loafers, driving shoes. So driving shoes with the little rubber studs that go through the leather, and they're specifically for driving. Really, really fantastic brand. Tods shoes are like £300 upwards. Tods women's boots are £475, £500 upwards. So genuine Tods bag. I haven't checked, but it's likely this would have cost somewhere around the £400 to £500 mark. She wanted 40, and we agreed on 35. So yeah, James topped me up on this as well, and it's fantastic. There's a little bit of work I need to do, as in the leather's a bit dry on the corners where it's been worn, but there's nothing a good nourish and polish won't sort out. So very, very happy with that. I should easily see 120. I'll probably put it up for 160 and see where we go, but that should be 35 into about 120 as a bare minimum. So let's pop that there. Right, and now onto the big bag of clothing. So it's on the wrong hanger, it's on a Missoni hanger, but this is actually a dress by Celine. Silk dress. I have no idea what the RRP is on this, but I'm thinking in the medium hundreds. I would have thought 300-400 upwards at least. I paid Celine dress. 15 I paid for this one. I should be able to flip this one for about 75, I think, at least. That Celine one. Maybe 100. It's yeah, really, really nice dress, this one. So maybe 100, but it should be 15 to at least 75 without too much problem. But I don't have an issue with storing quality stuff and keeping it until it sells for what I want. So yeah, really, really happy with that dress. Again, when you're storing stuff, if you're folding towards the centre, fold up a little bit, and you can just gently fold up, and it doesn't add in heavy creases that way. This is a Prada jumper. a little bit of bobbling, that's easy to sort out. Paid £8 for this. This feels really fine again, so it's either going to be merino or a silk cashmere mix again. 70% silk, oh sorry, 70% wool, 30% silk. So that, I would have thought, oh, what did I think for that one? About 75 quid I reckon I can get for that. Again, it would have been in the hundreds new. Any of this stuff, just if you just go to the website, you'll see how expensive Celine and Prada stuff is. So very happy with that. So £8 out for that one. We have got a, what have I got here? Max Mara, another fantastic brand. I've been a little bit hit and miss with Max Mara, but it's been more hit than miss. So I would have thought I should be able to get around £45 for that skirt, which is quite nice. So I paid, yeah, 8 into 45. The Prada should be 8 into about, no, I paid 5 for this, 8 for that, 5 for this. But yeah, 45 quid I reckon for that. Marni, another fantastic brand. So this is a Marni skirt, not Armani, just Marni, M-A-R-N-I. So really nice skirt. That one I paid 5 for. And I should be able to get somewhere around the £50 mark, I would have thought. I'd not heard of this brand. I had to look it up whilst I was, she had a big hanging rack, so I was picking items up and trying to look at a few that I wasn't 100% on. Hadn't heard of this, but I could just feel it was really good quality, fine cashmere. It's it's a sheer open weave, and this is by a company called Denner, D-E-N-N-E-R, Denner Cashmere of London. These seem to go for around at least the £50 mark as buy it nows. So yeah, quite a nice little short sleeve jumper. So I paid 5 for that one. It will need de-bobbling, but that is worth it for the small amount I've outlaid. The income's well worth it. So yeah, that's fantastic. What else have we got in here? Wasn't sure on this one. Again, I had to look this up, and this is by someone called Derek Lamb. Derek Lamb dresses seem to fluctuate quite a bit. So this particular one I paid 10 for, and I should be able to get, it does seem to vary quite a lot. What did I have a look at? Derek Lamb, at least 60, but I would have thought that I'll be able to push for a little bit more. So I'll probably put up for somewhere either around the 70 or 80 pound mark. We'll see where we go. But Derek Lamb dresses, they start around the 200 pound mark. So it's going to be worth the pump to see if I can push and get a higher price. But I should be able to get at least get 60 at least for that one. So very happy with that. I'm hoping to get a little uptick in my sales on dresses because people are actually allowed out in public again. So, but we shall see. Pair of trousers, and this is by a company called Toteme. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it, but with a little hat over the middle E. T-O-T-E-M-E, Toteme, I believe that's how it's pronounced. Until about 3 weeks ago, I'd never heard of this brand. If you've seen my my separate series that I'm doing, Become a Better Reseller, basically it's showing you how I research and learn about certain areas. One of the areas that I wanted to learn about was women's jeans. I see a lot of jeans at car boot sales. I want to know what the best brands are, not just, you know, good high street brands or Levi's or whatever else. I want to know what the high-end £200, £300 pairs of jeans are, so that if I see them, I know that I can sell them for a higher, for a much higher amount than say you would sell a pair of Levi's for. I did the research. So if you look through my first actual Become a Better Reseller video is on ladies jeans, and I can't remember if it was on that video or when I was doing the research separately myself. I saw that Toteme did jeans and knew there was somewhere around the £250 mark. So as soon as I saw that label, bang, I know that's worth money, and I'm already doing calculations in my head of what my maximum spend might be. So if you haven't seen the series, it's definitely worth having a look at one of them, and it's going to be ongoing research in different areas each week. But the main thing is just showing you the technique. You can do it for any category, whether it's PS3 games, Wii games, whether it's pottery. It just shows you how to look for the higher end stuff, so you can then work out what brands sell at certain levels, so you can maximize your chances of finding a bolo. And in this case, I saw that, I knew that brand made £200 jeans, bang, that is going on over my arm until I've got myself a collection to buy there. So I would have thought, what did I pay for these? I think I paid 10 for these. I should easily be able to get 40 something for them, but I'm going to push higher. I'll probably put them up for a lot more than that and see where we go. But everything here, if I sell 2 or 3 items, the whole lot is paid for. So I should do okay. 2 more items and we are done. Don't know if I've overpaid for this. It's a dress by Pringle, as in Pringle of Scotland, Pringle. And immediately, again, you could feel it was softer than normal. So I didn't actually have a look, but now I've had a look, now I've got home, it's actually all merino wool. So really nice sort of like a pleated fold detail all over the dress. So it gives it a nice texture. So I paid 10 for that. Could not find much in the way of comps. I couldn't find hardly anything for merino wool dresses. So I need to have a look, but I'm going to price high anyway. I've recently sold a Pringle jumper for, what did I sell that for? £32.50. So if I can sell a wool jumper for £32.50, I'm going to say I've got to be able to double that for a quality dress. This is lovely. A little bit of animal hair on it, but otherwise, once that's had a bit of a clean up, there's no bobbling. No, that looks great. So I would have thought somewhere in the 60s plus I should do. And this is the very last item, I think. Yes. So this is by a company called Missoni. A big M there. Missoni are known for doing lots of sort of wiggly patterns. So this one, you've got all these different offset layers at the top. I haven't looked at comps for this yet, but I know that I was looking at Missoni bubble hats and they were going for around 45 quid around Christmas time for second-hand Missoni bubble hats. So I've paid £15 for the jumper, but I would have thought it's got to be somewhere up in the 80s or higher. So yeah, really fantastic, and that's another one I can tick off my list of brands that I want to find. So yeah, Missoni, if you ever see it out and about, if you just go into Google and type in Missoni and look at the images, you'll see lots of these very distinctive sort of wavy stripes, and that's what they're known for. So certain ones will be more recognisable, but it's definitely a brand that you want to keep an eye out for, so you can make some good money. So yeah, this week I've had some absolute killer designer items I've picked up. So I think yesterday's haul, what I spent, 60 quid? £65 yesterday, and I reckon I should be able to flip that into, so the figures I'm going to give you are what I think it genuinely should sell for, and that's before taking out any costs, before any fees. So yesterday's haul, I spent 65, and I reckon I should be able to sell that for around 550 to 650. Today, how much did I take? I took 170 with me, and I had to borrow 50 off James. So yeah, about 218 all in. And I think before fees, I should get about £1,300 out of that. So once you've paid off your fees and everything else, is some, what, £800 profit? That should be pretty good. It may take a while to sell them because they're higher end items, and you'll find more affordable items tend to go quickly. But the higher end stuff are things that people really look out for. So when they do go, it's nice to get a big chunk of change coming in. As I've mentioned before, I try and work smart rather than, I work hard, but if you work smart and you work hard, that combination saves you a lot of time and effort and can make you more money per hour. I've only got 10 hours or so a week that I can dedicate to reselling. So that means I need to spend that on quality items that are going to make me a lot of money each. So as you can see, I've done really well today. So hopefully I'll continue along this path, and we should make some good money. So if you haven't seen it already, please do check out my other videos, the Become a Better Reseller. Other than that, thanks again to James for lending me some money. Thank you for watching. I hope that's been useful and interesting. If you've got any comments or anything you want to pop into the... Actually, something I'm going to ask. In the comments, if you buy clothes at all, do you look at the clothes piles on the floor, or do you only look at the racks? I tend to only pick up stuff off the racks, and I'm wondering if I'm missing out on the good stuff on the floor. So if you do buy clothes, let me know if you do scrabble around on the floor as well, and if you do you ever find anything good? Is it worth spending time scrabbling around on the floor? My thoughts are that good quality items are probably going to be up on a rack, but that's my opinion, and my opinion could be very wrong because I don't scrabble around on the floor looking. So please, if you do do that, please pop a comment, and that would be really helpful. It's good to see what people do find. So thanks again for watching. My name is Lee, and you've been watching me on Colour Flipper.